Hey, it's your boy Paulo Castro, back at it again with another video. Day late and a dollar short on this one. Yesterday was Columbus Day, and if you haven't been paying attention, there's a little bit of a controversy as to whether or not we should even acknowledge Columbus. Some towns have started calling it Indigenous Persons Day. So for the folks who are kind of pitching a bitch about this and maybe they don't know, maybe their heads in the sand. What you need to understand about Christopher Columbus is that first off, I don't like to use the word discover because there are already people on this side of the planet. I like to use the phrase Columbus. Sorry, I'm setting up for the day. Columbus introduced the European world to the New World. But here's where the bone of contention is. Columbus had a contract with Spain, and basically it was almost an exclusive contract where he would get, I believe, something like a third of all assets, and he could renegotiate it as it went along. So he had a what we call a vested interest in making sure Spain made money on this deal. And when he arrived in the New World, the problem was there weren't the resources that he needed. So what I mean by resources, gold, silver, things, money making. Spain had, in the 1490s, had gone through a little bit of change. They ousted all, basically if you weren't Roman Catholic Spanish, you had to go. Those who did stay behind, the people of Jewish faith that stayed behind had to pay exorbitant taxes. So, a lot of them left, which left a bit of a financial deficit for Spain. So they're in desperate need for an infusion of cash. They get a big loan from Germany. That's a story for another day. But the arriving in the Caribbean, there was a little bit of gold, and just not enough to make it worthwhile. So Columbus is left with a bit of a financial dilemma. How do I make money on this? Now, the natives of the islands it represented a little bit of a challenge in that, legally speaking, Spain, the rules on the books were you could enslave anybody who was a non-Roman Catholic, but you had to be, what they described as at war with the church. Now, the natives met half that description, so they weren't Roman Catholics, but they also weren't at war with the church. And this creates a little bit of a conundrum, but Columbus rolls the dice and realizes, hey, these people are rather easy to control. Plus you're dealing with firepower that they just didn't have, and it introduces the slave trade, and this acts as a form of genocide. When you look at what happened to the people, the introduction of disease from Europe into these people being uprooted and also being violently victimized, in that if they didn't meet their quota for looking for gold, for silver, they would be mutilated. So, the argument becomes, why would you have a holiday dedicated to a guy who was a genocidal monster? So, and for all my wonderful Italian Americans who pulled the Tony Soprano card, that Columbus was a great Italian, there's other people that we could look up to. So everybody have a happy day, and I'll see you down the road.